Not everybody's day goes according to plan. A lot of people, when their day falls apart, go online and share what's happened. I share their stories with you. Epic Fails on Rock 107.
Have you heard about the lonesome loser? He's a loser, but he still keeps on trying.
I found multiple dating apps in my boyfriend's phone hidden in a folder with his calculator and calendar. His excuse: he said he was never going to meet up with any of the women. He just needed to have a backup plan. We've been together 5 years and lived together.
Loser!
I accidentally used the toothbrush I used to clean my bathroom with for my teeth.
Loser.
I found out the man I called Grandpa for 40 years is really my dad. My drunk aunt spilled the beans. Her exact words were, "My dad is a better dad to you than he ever was to me. You never wondered why he treated you better than his other grandchildren? You're his son."
I'm a loser.
Their lack of success makes us feel better about our lives. Epic Fails on Rock 107. A flight attendant asked me if I was airsick because I looked really pale. I told her that was my normal complexion and thanked her for her concern. She insisted, no, that can't be normal. The best friend I grew up with since grade school, who helped me be a single mom to my son, helping with bottle feeds and diaper changes and the like, has been hooking up with him since he turned 20. They're getting married next year despite the 24-year age gap.
Are you a big loser? Yes, you are. You are a loser!
One of my employees called in because he got struck by lightning. I told him that's the dumbest excuse I'd ever heard and he'd better get his butt to work. Turns out, he really did get struck by lightning.
Sorry, you're such a loser.
Their defeat is our victory. Epic Fails on Rock 107. I found out my mother was serious when she said she'd never get over me dumping my ex. While babysitting my 6-month-old daughter, she took her to meet said ex for lunch while I was at work. The problem? He's not the daughter's father, and I broke up with him when I was 16. My husband is beyond upset.
Am I a loser?
After constant avoidance, I saw the man who slept with my mother and ruined our family. I desperately wanted to punch him in the face, but instead I had to smile and shake hands as he gave me my diploma.
He's a big baby loser.
While leaving a restaurant, a little boy grabbed onto my leg and screamed, "Mommy, don't leave!" Then he looked up, saw my face, and said, "Ew!" and ran away screaming in fear.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
LA Lakers fans are disappointed the team didn't try to make a trade before the deadline. It's like they say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Or in Russell Westbrook's case, you miss 80% of the shots you do take. J-Lo says she's happy with Ben Affleck. She was asked a question, what's something Batman fans will never say? Prince Charles has tested positive for COVID again. Charles wasn't available for comment as he was busy coughing on his mother's food.
It's 60 Minutes meets Gone in 60 Seconds. Tune in Monday for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
107's Prospector, and I did this last week, and I thought it was just so much fun that I wanted to do it again. I'm talking about censored fairy tales, unnecessarily censored fairy tales, because I want to read to the kids, but I also want you to enjoy it as well. This morning, it's a short one. Yeah, we got a lot to do. Super Bowl is coming up and all that kind of stuff, but we are still unnecessarily censoring kids' fairy tales. And this time we're going for the Eggman himself, although they never really say he's an egg. We just picture him that way. It's the story of Humpty Dumpty on Rock 107. Humpty Dumpty sat on a Humpty Dumpty had a great all the king's and all the king's couldn't together again. It's a touching tale, isn't it? It's another Prospector's unnecessarily censored fairy tale on Rock 107.
Dashboard. Complaints should be addressed to loudmouth yambag at rock107.com.
Hey, I'm Rock 107's Prospector, and here's what's got me jacked. Super Bowl parties. Yeah, I hate Super Bowl parties. And I know what you're saying. Prospector, how could you hate them? I mean, football, beer, and tons of food. Hey, sure, if you could give me all that and leave all the people out of it, then I would love Super Bowl parties. But unfortunately, when you mention party, loads of people come with the territory. I want to watch the game intently. I want to see every play, every replay, and sometimes I want to use my DVR to create my own replays. And I want to do all of that without people talking. Shut up, Jackhole! I want to see the game! Worse are the people who proudly have no interest in the game. You know, the ones who want to watch the commercials. And they keep blabbering on about the last Pepsi commercial or wondering what songs are going to do at halftime. I want to light them on fire. Hey, then there's the metrosexuals, the men who are just there to socialize. And they keep asking, what do you do for a living? You know what? I watch the Super Bowl. That's my job, and you're jacking up my gigs. So shut your cake shoot and let me watch the freaking Super Bowl. I'm Prospector. I'm for the people. Who's with me? I gotta go crazy, man!
Ever see the crazy guy screaming at the wall outside the Times building?
Where does this rage come from, my son?
Tweet us with hashtag #IFoundProspector and we'll come and get him. Prospector, mornings on Rock 107.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A woman in San Francisco told her husband he was getting weird and needed to make some friends. So last month he put up flyers in their neighborhood and said he'd be making free pancakes that Saturday. And now he's got lots of friends because 75 people showed up. He had to make around 125 pancakes to feed them all.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
Northeast PA's Classic Rock 107. Good morning, I'm Prospector. Amped for the big game football, but that's not the only exciting competition going on. We're lucky because Chris Rose from the NFL Network and the host of BattleBots on Discovery joining us this morning. Chris, first of all, how much will my Los Angeles Rams win this game by?
Wow. You're a Rams guy?
Longtime Rams fan, fell in love with the helmets in like 75 when I was like 7 or 8 years old.
Interesting. So let me start with this. How excited are you? Have you had those sleepless nights as you approach kickoff?
Are you kidding me? From the second they beat Frisco, my life has been a nervous wreck for the last couple of days.
Yeah, and I'm sure when you were down 17-7, you're like, oh my God, we blew this opportunity, right?
It's like we'll never beat the Niners ever again. That's what I was thinking at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the matchup for you guys. I actually think that if you would have handpicked the best team for the Rams to play in the Super Bowl outside of like the Steelers or the Raiders, I think the Bengals probably would have been your third choice out of the 7 teams that made the playoffs. I really believe that.
Yeah, I just worry about Joe Burrow, though. You know, you got to worry about that comeback nature.
Well, he's been great, and that defense has stepped up.
Yep.
They have been phenomenal, particularly in the second half of the games, particularly forcing turnovers. And although Stafford has really been very clean in the postseason, turnover-wise, he tied for the most interceptions during the regular season. So he's got that in him.
Yep.
But I would feel good about your team. With all that being said, I've also picked against the Bengals in each of the last 2 games. That hasn't exactly worked out.
Which team suffers more from a loss, the Rams or the Bengals, as far as an organization?
Rams. Not even close.
No doubt,
Not even close. There's not one person at the beginning of the season who picked the Bengals. Forget about making the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Nobody picked them to win that monstrous division. But now they're here. They won 10 games during the season. They've won 3 one-score games in the playoffs. They've done it in dramatic fashion. The Rams are expected to be here.
Let's talk about BattleBots, Season 6. Why is the show so damn addictive, man?
Because who doesn't like to see stuff blown up and nobody gets hurt in the process? The bot builders themselves are super smart people.
Right.
But then you have people that are just fans of the show from over the years, and they wanted to challenge themselves and see if they could build a robot.
Right.
You can't watch the NFL and be like, you know what? I want to be an NFL player next year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try it out. Like, that's not, no, I'm sorry, that ain't happening.
Right.
So it can happen, though, in the BattleBots world.
Chris Rose from the NFL Network and BattleBots on Discovery Channel. You're from Shaker Heights, Ohio. Best fictional character, Ted Mosby or Ward Cleaver. Best fictional character from Shaker Heights.
Well, I mean, Ward, why are you being so hard on the Beaver? I mean, it really is. right? I mean,
You got to go that way. I'm with you.
yeah, when June would say that back in the day, although Ted's pretty good, I got to tell you. When I found out that he was from, I was like, what?
Yeah, I guess the guy who wrote the show's from Shaker Heights, the creator.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
All right, dude, I appreciate your time this morning. Chris Rose, NFL Network, host of BattleBots on Discovery, a great show. You should definitely check it out. Thanks for your time this morning on Rock 107.
Absolutely. This was a blast. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Manley here with another lesson in how to be manly. Today's lesson, number 401. I recently flew into Los Angeles where I had a layover. I stopped at a bar to look for a lovely rollover, and to my surprise was a Los Angeles Ram cheerleader who looked like she wanted to go unnoticed, but I recognized her from my annual subscription to NFLcheerleaders.com. So I approached this young, beautiful vixen and had some things to say to her. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, please turn to page 401 in your manly manual and repeat after me. Number 1, are those pom-poms real? Number 2, I have a baton you could twirl. Number 3, would you like to be rammed? Moments later, after she alerts airport security and they arrive batons in hand giving you a gangbang, you'll realize just what kind of man you are. Until next time, this is Mr. Manley saying be manly and good day.
What's a yam bag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yam Bag of the Week.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
A 50-year-old woman in North Dakota slapped a police officer's backside and told him he was sexy and that she loves a man in uniform. She got arrested and is now looking at up to 6 years in prison.
Nominee number 2.
A wanted criminal in Kentucky was stopped by police last week, so he gave them a fake name, but he still got arrested because the name happened to belong to another random guy who was also wanted by police.
Nominee number 3.
A guy in Florida left a bar Friday night and couldn't find his car, so he stole someone else's car. Left it on a set of train tracks where it got hit by a train, then he vandalized a fruit stand and tried to steal a forklift before finally being arrested.
Nominee number 4.
A 59-year-old drunk man in Florida claimed he was Mick Jagger on Monday and interrupted a live show at a restaurant by jumping on stage. There's a mugshot on him, and you can see it at rock107.com. Click Yam Bag of the Day. He kind of does look like a Florida version of Mick.
And the winner is...
the guy who lost his car, then stole somebody else's car, stopped it on train tracks where it got hit by a train, then vandalized a fruit stand and flagged down a cop for help. You are the Yam Bag of the Week. Congratulations. Stay tuned Monday morning for more nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day right here on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.